Hello, all my chickadees! Happy spooky month! Today we're going to be checking out Halloween Honey. It sounds like we are going to spend Halloween with our new husband. This looks really cute and right away. Look, we have a little heart mouse. Oh, that's cute. We have this cute little pumpkin face, jack-o'-lantern face in the O of honey. That's adorable. And looks like we got everything nice and decorated, so I'm excited to dive on in. Let's see. Before we begin, what is your name? Sparrow! Oh, this is adorable! Oh my goodness! Oh goodness, look at the little decorations! We got this little banners up here on a little fake spider and some bloody candles and pumpkins. Look like we're carving pumpkins too. This is a very cute background. I like this. Oh, look at the little ghost is holding like a flag. Oh, I like this. Even our background has bats on it. Anna Wannabe. How's shopping going? Gustav. Do we seriously need this much candy? I feel like we're gonna cause a sugar crash. Trust me, we'll probably run out if we buy less. We're probably gonna run out anyway. Wait, seriously? Have I ever lied to you? We've played murder mystery games, Sparrow. You betrayed me in 4K. Just buy the candy and get home. I'm also getting more candles. Okay. Going to pay. Talk to you later. Love you. Okay. Oh, this is... Oh, we got plants everywhere. It's hard not to just laugh at the stress your husband is feeling. It's sweet, really. He's always been the person to throw himself into something wholeheartedly. You met Gustav 3 years ago on a work trip. On a trip through work. After being convinced to go to an after-work event, you met him. The world's most extroverted, drunken golden retriever. If Gustav was ever reborn, it'd be as one of those dogs who wear scarves and go on car rides. You look around your house. It's half packed into boxes still. Big letters written in both English and Swedish to denote rooms and mimicking an organization system. Okay, so we just moved in together. We just got married and just moved in. No amount of post-moving haze can keep you from experiencing a good Halloween, though. Especially not after Gustav admitted to you that he just never really experienced one. You stared at him like he'd grown a third head. A relaxing movie night turning into an educational, what do you mean you never watched Halloween Town kind of night. He's never watched Halloween Town. No, we have to fix this right now. Whatever we're watching has to be paused and we immediately turn on Halloween Town, okay? That's a staple. You have to watch Halloween Town. Fun fact, I actually met the actors from Halloween Town. They're really sweet. So you promised him. First year as a married couple. You'd given him the most stereotypical magical Halloween imaginable. You may have gone overboard. Probably not. Can you have too many Halloween decorations in one living room? No, you can't. You frowned for a moment, staring at the candles. Overconsumption is a curse, and it seems you're its latest victim. If you're lucky, Gustav will figure out a way to use them year-round. He has done that with the Christmas lamp you gave him as a gag one year. There's just a pressure that comes with trying to have someone have some ideal, perfect holiday that honestly you underestimate it. You just want to do this right by him. Your own gift back to the person you love. You glance back down at your text conversation with Gustav. There's a kid dressed as a pumpkin at the store. I'm gonna cry. She's matching her dad. Oh, her dad's dressed as a pumpkin too. Safe to say he's enjoying himself so far. It really sounds like he is. Okay, time to get to business. You got some tasks. It's just about trying to get them done before Gustav gets home. You're pretty sure you won't have time for all of them, so you might as well just start with the most important aspects. Alright. Oh, the little pumpkin spots. That's cute. Movies, pumpkin carving, baking. Well, we got everything ready for the pumpkin carving. Let's do some baking though. That takes a long time. Baking for Halloween was a tradition you actually think Gustav might like the most. His family. Oh, I thought we were getting it ready before he came home. His family goes huge on Christmas, so it seemed up his alley. Your first Christmas with Algerins turned you into staring in awe as Gustav and his sister baked over 400 cookies in one swift morning without so much as breaking a sweat. Everything was handmade in that family. You also distinctly remember Gustav bringing you for the long and rewarding trip they made each year to buy candy canes for Grana. It was like a winter wonderland, and you can't imagine Gustav won't bring that same excitement to baking for Halloween. You pull out your recipe book from a place in the roll of cookbooks. It's a family one that has seen better days. The metal spiral binding a bit bent in places and the pages well loved. It's all yours, and that makes it better. According to Gustav, it makes everything taste better too. It'd taken you a while to narrow down a recipe the other day. With the large amount of possibilities, you just landed on sugar cookies. Gustav gets to decorate them with you, and it'll be a whole cute thing, and nobody will say no to sugar cookies. You spend a good amount of time setting everything up, trying to make the process as smooth as possible. Gustav has a thing about baking. He likes everything to be lined up in the order they'll be used, or he gets overwhelmed. And you be damned if you don't make it as easy for him as possible. Aww. That's adorable. They're like adapting to each other. We know how he we know he gets overwhelmed and how he likes to cook, and we're just like, we're getting it all ready for him so it can be like a nice fun experience for him. It'll take you probably 2 hours to finish all together, so just in time for costumes and trick-or-treaters later tonight. You take a deep breath once it's all laid out. Right, on to the rest of the night. Oh, so we can do more. Pumpkin carving would be fun. I mean, movies are always the bomb, but what about some pumpkin carving? Looks like we already have pumpkins, too. Let's do some pumpkin carving. It's been a while since you did any pumpkin carving. It's one of those things that's a bit too time-consuming to do every year. And honestly, you and Gustav lived the whole countries apart before you got engaged and later married. Most holidays given priority were the big ones where you had to figure out whose family would win a holiday lottery. You wander into the kitchen where you unceremoniously had dropped your grocery tote bag earlier. You gotten fancy this year, with a proper pumpkin carving kit and everything. It takes a little bit of time to spread out the newspaper on the kitchen counter and properly organize all the tools, but soon enough, your kitchen island is a full-blown pumpkin carving station. You pat the pumpkins you picked up earlier in the week. You're about to become art, buddy. Your silence for a moment. Or Gustav's personal version of a child's macaroni art. You know Gustav can, in theory, do all kinds of things. His dad is a carpenter, and you've seen all the wooden bowls, tables, and chairs your husband helped create through the years. A pumpkin, unfortunately, wasn't quite the same, but maybe it'd be helpful somehow. Maybe you have hope. The tiniest bit of hope. You make a point to put out the bowl to put all the pumpkin guts you'll get stuck with later. You know for a fact Gustav will not think to actually grab a bowl once you get going. He'll be way too excited in the holiday cheer and making a mess. I want to meet this man. We're hearing so much about this little golden retriever. I want to meet him. With all laid out, you can at least focus on what else you need to be doing. The door opens. Yay! We get to meet him! And before you can do anything else, and you peer into the hallway from where you're standing. Gustav walks in from outside like a bundled up kitten, more scarf than person. His cheeks are dusted red from the cold. Oh, look at the cutie! Look at the cutie patootie! Oh, I love his big bushy hair. He's got some earrings going on and a lovely scarf he's been bundled up into. Wait, we got a good catch. He looks over at you, beaming a smile as he drops two heavy-looking grocery bags on the floor. Good news! I got enough candy to... I'm not gonna try an accent. I regret everything. Good news! I got enough candy to probably feed a small army. Or just a bunch of extremely sugar-hungry tiny demons. Neutral news. I suddenly understand why you said not to save candy shopping for the last day. That was hell! I never want to do that again. And bad news, our car has fallen victim to me dropping tiny pumpkin confetti in it. Pumpkin confetti? You got pumpkin confetti? Well, that confetti is gonna be a staple in the car now. We are gonna be finding pieces of pumpkin confetti for years to come. How be a tradition? I'm using confetti loosely. Gustav laughs, taking off his jacket and scarf. His hands loop into the plastic bags, and you can see him wince slightly at their weight. I've got it. But yeah, it was a bag of tiny little smiling pumpkins made out of paper or something. I tried to open the bag to see what they were better, and it practically imploded all over the car. I was just curious, you know? Oh, sweet innocent baby. The groceries get shoved into the kitchen counters with a huff. Future problem, though. We'll be sure finding those things for the next 6 months, and I don't feel like lessening their presence in our car, so yeah. He gives you a shrug, looking around the kitchen and then into the opening towards the living room. You went hard on the decorations, babe. Holy shit. Most of this is things my mom gave us when we moved here. The whole I'm just cleaning out a bit, that was shoddily covered plan to make us take her stuff. Bingo! Did a bomb hit our kitchen or something? I mean, sure, it was messy when I left, but holy hell. He glances at the grocery bags, and you hear the gears in his head grinding, playing mental Tetris with all the things in the apartment. You, at least, look a bit sheepish. No, not a bomb, just holiday cheer. Don't worry, it's easy to clean most of this up. I just prepped for baking and pumpkin carving. Ah, I thought you were pursuing a new career as a serial killer with a baking sidekick. I mean, we do have knives and everything out at the moment, so I guess it kind of seems like we about to murder somebody, but we're about to dig into some pumpkins, so it's gonna look like a murder scene in some sense. He looks over at you with a slight grin before looking back at the things you laid out. Gustav doesn't touch your spiral notebook with recipes. It's one of the cuter aspects of him. He doesn't like touching things he deems special without asking. Things that may have a family recipe in it or a photo from way back. Little things he may understand wanting to keep private. He does poke and prod at all the pumpkin carving supplies, though, his eyes lighting up as he inspects the large gourds. You didn't have to do this much, you know. Oh, but look at him blush. He's so happy. You walk over, head bumping into his shoulder. Gustav cranes his neck to place a kiss against your temple. Maybe not, but I wanted to make it special. Oh, I spy that piece of candy. We got a rogue piece of candy on the counter. With your plans laid out for the night, Gustav fishes his phone out of his back pocket and stares at the clock. You know he's been looking forward to this for a while. We should probably get started pretty soon, right? Probably. It's gonna take us a while to do everything we want, not counting picking costumes, setting up for the trick-or-treaters. I promise not to cry from sheer cuteness tonight. That feels like the emptiest promise you ever giving me. Oh, he's gonna get overwhelmed with cuteness, isn't he? Yeah, he knows it. Gustav gives you a light-hearted glare. In response, you bump his hips together, pressing a quick kiss to his lips that he basks in. I will forgive you for your lack of belief in me. Come on, we should get a move on. Oh, remember to pull your hair up. You remind him quickly, raising an eyebrow at his expression. You watch as he begrudgingly disappears towards the bathroom. He liked having his hair long, but you don't think you're quite at the part where he'll stop complaining about it being in the way just yet. Ooh, you look nice with your hair pulled back. Soon enough, he returns. The messy bun he's haphazardly thrown his hair into, something to truly marvel at. In order to keep your clothes clean, you hand Gustav one of your cooking aprons. He's brought one of his sleek ones from home. It looks a bit ridiculous next to yours. It lacks Halloween spirit in comparison to your back-covered one. So, how do we start? Do we just start carving? Slow down there, buddy. You'll never get a knife through this if you do that. You hand him one of the bigger knives and pick out your own. With a careful hand, you place the knife along the edge of the stem to make a cap. Gustav watches with worry. I promise that I'm not going to go Michael Myers tonight. Good, I didn't get you a mask. It takes a few minutes, but you show Gustav the process of using a spoon to scoop out the interior of the pumpkin. Suddenly, the kit is a great idea with how much effort it takes. 2 fully grown adults to hollow out their pumpkins. Alright, now we pick a pattern? Sure, you pick first. Gustav searches through the booklet, looking at the different designs. Several of them are fairly simple, like classic faces or ghost. And others are clearly meant for more advanced carvers and are incredibly daunting. I think I'll go with a classic. He holds up a paper that is a variation of the classic toothy maw of a jack-o'-lantern. He carefully pins it to the orange flesh of his round pumpkin. You take the pumpkin and look through the rest of the You take the books and look through the rest of the designs. Classic face, cat, ghost face. Oh, we gotta go cat. You come across a design with the cat face. It's a little harder with the whiskers and slit eyes, but honestly, it seems like a fun challenge. Using one of the blades, you chase along the paper lines. Gustav huffs with effort, and you laugh when he gets some pumpkin juice in his face. How are you having an easier time than me? I'm just that powerful, honey. Maybe you're a witch and this is your familiar. I'll cast a spell on your pumpkin if you're nice to me, you say with a quick wink in Gustav's direction. He rolls his eyes at you, but you can see a smile. Eventually, both the pumpkins are fully carved. Neither are perfect, but Gustav claps with enthusiasm. It's not even the best part yet. It's not? Nope, watch this. You retrieve the LED candles from the box and flip the switch on the bottom. You place them inside the hollowed out insides and replace the caps. Both of your designs alight. Come on, let's take them outside. You both pick up your pumpkins and carry them out to the porch. The sun is starting to sink lower and the lights are much easier to see outside. Let me take a photo of you with your first pumpkin. What kind of pose do you do for this? Do I hold it like it's a freshly caught fish? I mean, you could, bud, but it might fall apart if you one-hand it. So be careful. Just smile, babe. Oh my god, that's adorable. Look how happy he is. Oh my god. Yep, that is definitely being, like, framed and put on the wall, okay? Look at that. That is adorable. Gustav grins, and you take a photo of him with his pumpkin, proudly in his arms. You definitely need to get this framed eventually. Yes. You find yourself staring at the photo for a moment longer than necessary. Gustav bumps his shoulder gently into yours. That was fun, though my arms hurt a bit. Come on, let's go inside. You get to rest up your muscles once we're done baking. You link arms and head back inside the house. Once inside, you both make quick work of your pumpkin massacre. It's easy enough to wash your hands and check the aprons for any pumpkin guts that may have dipped into the cookies. You collect your recipe book, flipping through the pages. You set it down on the counter, showing the recipe for sugar cookies. Are sugar cookies a traditional Halloween dessert? Well, sort of. We're gonna decorate them and make them a little glitzy. Glitzy? Make fancy, on theme. You decide to make it easier. Gustav will hand you the ingredients and you will mix them up in the bowl. Luckily, sugar cookies are fairly simple. Sugar, butter, eggs, vanilla, baking powder, or baking soda, flour. Honestly, half the ingredients were already in your cupboard. So, are we supposed to have one of those cutesy moments where we throw flour at each other? I mean, we can. Do you want to wash up all the flour? That will be on the floor and the counters and us and the walls. No, but I would like an excuse to kiss and be cute. Do you just want to kiss? Maybe. You dust some of the flour off your hands and pull him over so you can kiss his cheek. Happy? Always. Once you blend everything together, both of you roll the dough into balls on the tray. It's a bit to have Gustav get them into a more uniform size. Once they're in the oven, it only takes a few minutes for them to golden. Most of the time waiting is spent with you leaning against the counter, Gustav pressing a peck to every spot he can reach on your face. Once they are out of the oven and cooling, you grab the decorating supplies. He just wants all the kissies. How are we going to make it Halloween? Just pick icing and try to make something spooky. It's kind of like drawing. How scary. I definitely said spooky and not scary. Those are two very different descriptions. Gustav stares at you, pursing his lips and squinting his eyes dramatically. Alright, sounds good. Spooky. You laugh and pick up an icing bag. Now you have to choose something to make. It's a round shape, so you should try to make something that fits that. Pumpkin, spider, Frankenstein. Spider! Spiders are kind of round. You start to pick up sprinkles and get an even better idea. You ice your cookie with pure white and slowly ice black circles on top. When you drag a toothpick through the fresh icing and form a spider web. You make tiny little spider to occupy the center of the cookie. So, what's your friend's name? Webster. Okay, so Charlotte! Perfect. Like the sad children book, babe, this is not a sad holiday. You both look at each other for a moment before you laugh, shaking your head. It's a happy Charlotte, I promise. Better be. You hold your cookie for Gustav to look at when you finish the last of the details. He nods in approval and holds up his own. He's gone a little intense. He made a white background into a spooky red eye, complete with bulging red veins. You're suddenly very glad this will not be handed out to children. This is a very interesting personality test on what you will make with a circle. Do you not like it? It's very scary and delicious looking. It'll probably haunt me in my dreams a bit. Gustav smiles at you and you cheer to your cookies before taking a bite. The cookie melts into your mouth and honestly, you could eat a dozen more of these. It takes you a little longer to ice the rest of the cookies, but eventually the plate is filled with an array of prettily colored Halloween treats. You have to bat Gustav's hand when he tries to go for a third cookie. We have to save some of them for later, honey bun. Alright. But I'll be getting my fill of treats or I'm gonna have to trick you later. Yeah, trick or treat, get it? I don't know, I might like to see what kind of trick he's gonna pull. Okay, is there anything you need my help with before I get into the costume? Because I'm very excited. Babe, it's Spirit Halloween costumes that will make you question just how many microplastic you inhaled by putting it on. Well, yeah, but they're also Halloween costumes. Come on, help me pick out which one. I bought way too many in excitement. You can't help but laugh, shaking your head. Fair enough. Alright, what are the options again? Ooh! Is that Gilmore Girls? Yeah, because, I think it is, because I know her. How did I recognize? Okay, wow, we really did decorate everything. Look at the little candles and ghosts and bats. Boo. We even got a candy cover for the couch. We have so many plants. And jack-o'-lanterns, apparently. Oh, there's a box. Looks like a stuffed animal in the box. Gustav grabs the poor quality packaging that only comes with cheap costuming shops. They boast models posing in costume with strange names in an attempt to avoid copyright like no tomorrow. You take a moment to take them in. Alright, sure, you could work with this. Whatever he wears, you'll just match with whatever you have around at home. Greg Bones. Greg Bones, vampire, werewolf, a bunny. I mean, he could pull off a hell of a werewolf. He'd be like Lestat. Or a vampire. He'd be like Lestat. But I kind of want to see him as a bunny at the same time. Greg Bones. Is that just like a skeleton? Let's go with vampire. Wait, this vampire costume is actually pretty high quality. Yeah, it was the most expensive one. Let me go put it on. It has a cape. Gustav escapes up the stairs with only a mildly held back excitement. Ooh, we got popcorn! You can hear the sound of him changing upstairs in your bedroom, as well as some moderately cursing at some point. You just have to assume it's the collar. He's never been good with anything that needs a careful hand. Gustav only has steady hands when he's doing carpentry with his dad. You perk up when Gustav calls out from above. I feel like I really should have gotten teeth. And then you wouldn't have been able to speak properly. There's a beat of silence before you can hear the muffled fair point from him. Soon enough, he's downstairs and he raises an eyebrow. Oh no. Oh no, you guys ready for this? Oh, nice. Yep, that suits him. That suits him very well. Okay, damn. Were you a vampire in a past life or something? That looks way too good on you. I like to think it's my Scandinavian paleness, you know? Really brings out the looking dead part. I mean, he's not wrong. You affectionately roll your eyes, leaning out to correct the red gem by his neck. You press a quick kiss to his lips after aligning it right. I am very into this. I will be even more into it when you are also dressed up. You laugh as Gustav gently nudges you up the stairs, raising your hands in fox defeat. Fall defeat. Alright, you can go a few routes with this. Monster Hunter! We could be a monster hunter to hunt him down. I mean, that could be a fun role play for later, you know what I mean? Oh, we also got a plate here. Why don't we go with a vampire, so we can match him? Well, you don't have anything as stereotypical as what Gustav is wearing. You've been a vampire during Halloween a few years back. You move around some of the boxes Tetris shoved into the closet and eventually can pull out the costume. You decide to also skip the teeth, if only because you're pretty sure the packaging you have is old enough to be able to be sent to preschool. You descend the stairs once you're all put together, and Gustav beams at the sight of you. We're like Dracula and his spouse, just without the weird hypnosis stuff. You can't help but snort out a laugh at his words, hands finding their way to his waist as you raise an eyebrow. Really? That's what you got for me? I'm flustered. I didn't expect you to look all sexy and gothic on me. I mean, back at you, buddy. He takes your hand into your face into his hands, pressing pecks down your forehead, onto your nose, onto your lips. Then again, you always look sexy one way or another. Can't escape your good looks is a curse. I am so sorry my looks torture you this way, babe. You should be sorry. He smiles at you, and for a moment you just stand there, hands on your cheeks, eyes taking in every little detail of your face. We need to go prep for the trick-or-treaters, you eventually say, and Gustav sighs dramatically, but relents. You laugh, shaking your head. Nerd. With you both in your costumes, there's only one thing left to do before it gets too late. You set the big plastic bowl on your kitchen counter. You had thought about getting one of those big plastic cauldrons, but it felt a little too excessive. Gustav slides beside you, clearly curious. You smile as you look over your shoulder at him, and his arm goes around your shoulder. So, what are you doing? We bought all this candy, but you have to organize it before the kids get here. What do you mean? Don't you grab a few? There's an art to handing out candy. One is only learned through years of trick-or-treating, and then years more of handing out candy. I'm sensing that maybe I should have studied for this test. No, I can pass on my wisdom to you and you'll learn. I'm just gonna be the candy expert. Okay, candy expert, please teach me. You pull the plastic bags of candy towards you. There's a good variety, which is exactly what you want. Yeah. You want a good mix of candy. You want, chocolate, then you want gummies and hard candy and lollipops and just like a mix. Because, everybody's got different taste. You have to divide your candy into groups. Everyone does it a little differently, but I do bars, bags, and lollipops. This has to be made up. No, of course it is, but kids really do like to have variety in their sweets. Not every kid likes the same thing. Some are allergic to certain things. You have to be cautious that you're mixing it up. For example, I could just hand out 3 mini chocolate bars, but maybe there's a kid who doesn't really like chocolate. Maybe they like pure sugar. Pixie sticks. That is pure sugar. So you give them a chocolate bar, a bag of gummies, and a lollipop. All 3 are different in texture and taste. What if I don't get the right combination? Well, it's not the end of the world. They can always trade with siblings or classmates. You and Gustav cut open all the bags and ceremoniously mix them in the big bowl. There's still some that won't fit inside, so your anxiety that you will run out quickly fades. You just have to make sure that Gustav doesn't get too overzealous with the amount of candy he gives out. Yeah, it's gotta last a whole night. When we get closer to the end of trick-or-treating, then you can be generous if you don't want leftovers. Ooh, doorbell! The ring of the doorbell echoes through the room, and Gustav gasps like he's never heard the sound before. Okay, do I look alright? Presentable? Do you need to be presentable? Gustav swings the door open. It's still early, but you can already hear the chatter of trick-or-treaters throughout the street. Standing on your porch is your first trick-or-treater. Oh, she's a little fairy princess, maybe? Because she's got wings? Oh, she's so happy. A little girl, maybe 2 or 3, stares up at your husband. She's got a frilly pink dress on that is only a little rumpled from the coat that is underneath her dress. A pair of fabric wings are attached to her back, and her curly hair is coiled into 2 tiny pigtails. Her mom stands behind her, wearing a similar pink dress, and looks a little nervous as she looks up at Gustav. Oh, that's cute that the mom dressed up too. I like that. She's fully supporting the spirit. I know a lot of parents, whether they just, can't afford a costume of their own or just too tired or don't want to do it, they don't dress up at all. And they just take their kid place to place, which is understandable. It can be tiring to be an adult. But it's always cute seeing the parents that go the extra mile to dress up with their kid. Trick or treat. You put a hand over your mouth not to laugh at how sweet her little voice is. Wow, a real fairy. My grandma told me about you. I'm actually a fairy princess. Oh, of course, your majesty. The little girl smiles and does a little courtesy that almost results in her toppling over, but her mom quickly holds her in place. Olivia, hold out your basket to the nice man. Here. The fairy holds out her basket with great effort, and Gustav grins, kneeling to her height. He drops in a handful of mini chocolate bars and packs of sugary candy. It's maybe a little too much, but Fairy Princess Olivia is very cute. What do you say? Please? The other thing. Thank you! Gustav waves and her mother thanks us. Olivia skips down our drive and Gustav looks at you with hearts practically in his eyes. Before he can swing the door closed, another group of tiny kids march up the street. It takes a few minutes for the traffic to slow enough that he can actually close the door. Oh, he is having a blast. I honestly didn't expect it to be this busy. Kids will never say no to free candy. Besides, it's a big thing for a lot of them. You and Gustav sit down on the couch for a bit as you wait for the next row of kids. A lot of parents go photo crazy too, so it's a thing for them as much as it is for the kids. I get it. My mom's photo collection from our midsummer celebration is extensive. The sound of the doorbell breaks your short break, and Gustav gets up before you can. Slowly, as the sun gets lower, the smaller kids begin to transition into elementary age children. Most of them are still accompanied by a parent, but they are usually hanging back on the sidewalk and letting their kid do their own thing. This is the era of trick-or-treating that you remember best. Gustav has basically been sitting beside the door at this point, as dozens of kids are making their way down your street. So he shoots up whenever there's another knock at the door. A young boy stands on the porch, maybe about 10 years old, and for the first time tonight, you are completely stumped. Are you a wall, honey bun? Are you a wall or a pyramid? He could be a wall. Actually, he looks like our porch. He looks like our porch. Are you cosplaying a porch? His blonde hair is brushed neatly back and he's dressed from head to toe in bright yellow. Or the yellow brick road. But he's wearing 2 pieces of poster board over his shoulder with a hand-painted black lines and a pattern of some kind. Trick or treat! Oh my, what do we have here? The boy sighs. Clearly about to go on an explanation he has to give many times tonight. Aw, nobody can see your vision. The yellow brick road, right? Wizard of Oz. You got it! Wow, no one has been able to figure it out. It's very obvious. Maybe you were just more clever. It's hard to be this original. Do you like Wizard of Oz? Did you know that the yellow brick road actually shows up as green on camera? Because Technicolor was so new, it was hard for... The boy interrupts himself mid-sentence and turns around, shouting down the drive to his parents. Papa, he got it on the first try! You crane your neck and you see the boy's dad is standing on the sidewalk waiting for him. One of them is dressed in a clearly store-bought scarecrow costume, but with very detailed face makeup. His husband is wearing a gingham suit and sparkly red shoes that had to be hand-sewn. The dad dressed as Dorothy even had long enough hair to pull into 2 pigtails, which is a delightful sight on a burly man who must be at least 6 foot. Hell yeah! See, Jack, I told you someone would figure it out. Bud, maybe, let them give you candy. Oh, yeah, sorry. Nothing to apologize for. I'm very impressed with your film knowledge. He gives Jack a big handful of candy and Jack thanks him, before running back to his parents. He's still chattering as they head towards the next house. Oh, you just made his night. He is so happy. Well, looks like they are following the yellow brick road. Oh, you were desperate to get that joke out. Yes, he was. Eventually, the stream of kids is starting to peter out. You can see that some of your neighbors are beginning to turn off their lights, out of candy for the night. You and Gustav are cleaning up a bit since it's been about 20 minutes since your last group of preteens. Did you ever dress that obscure as a kid? The question surprises you and you take a moment to consider. Hard to say. I'm sure to some people I probably was a complete mystery, but to me it always felt obvious when I dressed up. You should probably try and get some photos from home. Make an album for yourself. The doorbell rings and Gustav collects the nearly empty candy bowl. Standing on the stoop is a lone teenage boy. He's got one of those haircuts that probably cool to kids his age, but makes you feel incredibly old. Oh, hello. Oh, are you Waldo? I think he's Waldo. He's wearing a red and white shirt and a pair of round glasses. He's holding a garbage bag instead of a candy bag or a pail. Trick or treat. He seems almost embarrassed to say it. Gustav gives him a pitying smile. Hey, I found you. Huh? Waldo, right? Where's Waldo? Oh, yeah. He shuffles from foot to foot. Oh, to be 15 and so nervous talking to adults. Hey, I think I've seen you around. Don't you deliver the newspaper? Yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday. We just moved in. I'm Gustav. I'm Gian. I live a few houses down. Well, nice to meet you. Since you've been delivering our paper, how about we give you a tip? Gustav dumps the rest of the bowl into the garbage bag. Guion's eyes go wide, clearly not expecting nearly a half full bowl of bars. Heck yeah! Oh, that's so sweet. He smiles for a second, and you can see the magic in his eyes that all the little kids still have. Wow! Thanks, dude. No problem. Have a good night. Get home safe, okay? Yeah, have a good one. Gian heads down the street and you smile, putting an arm around Gustav's waist. That was very sweet of you. That kid is up at 6 a.m. delivering those papers. I think he deserves the sugar. He does. He's a hardworking kid. And also, let teenagers go trick-or-treating. Please. They still want that little bit of childhood that they have left. Let them go trick-or-treating, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. They deserve it, that little happiness too. With John off into the night, Gustav turns out the lights on the pumpkin and you flip the porch light off. It's eerily quiet outside now that there isn't dozens of kids running up and down the sidewalks. It's nice to get away from the chill October air. You put a hand against your cheek and they almost sting from the temperature change. Alright, couch time! You were sitting on the couch during most of that. You wanted to experience the magic of handing out candy. You head inside to the living room and flomp onto the couch. There's still a bag of unopened candy that you squirreled away for the two of you. The plate of sugar cookies is also still mostly full since you were running back and forth so much. You sit and snack for a few moments. Most of the time is made up of you and Gustav occasionally chucking candy wrappers at each other. You eventually let out a hefty sigh. Okay, we seriously need to clean up a bit. We will regret it if we don't. That's the least attractive concept in the world right now. Yeah, but so does spending our entire day tomorrow cleaning. Gustav groans, but he stands up anyway. He reaches out to a hand to you, and you sluggishly take it. We'll change out of our costumes, and then we can clean. And then right to bed. Sound like a good deal? Gustav gives a nod, letting out a yawn as he stretches. You sure? The kitchen is a lot. You can tell from his frown that he is thinking about the large amount of candy packaging littering the counters. I promise I'll be fine. Come on. You pat his head and gently nudge him towards the stairs. You both get changed. It's honestly incredibly nice to get out of the costumes and into some sweatpants, and Gustav seems to share the sentiment. You take your time cleaning the kitchen, putting your phone in a stand and putting on some random Halloween playlist. It's a nice lull to slip into after the busy day, and you occasionally get a visit from Gustav here and there as he throws out candy wrappers and whatever else. Eventually, though, you're as done as you'll get, at least with this level of energy in you. You walk into the living room and pause. Gustav has fallen asleep already, sprawled onto the couch. He must have passed out after sitting down for a moment. Oh, he's so cute! Okay, well, hang on, I gotta move out of the way so you can enjoy this. Look at him! Oh, he's so cute! Oh, look at our baby angel, and he's all ours! Oh, we were blessed. Oh gosh, I love this art style. He's so freaking cute! He works so hard handing out that candy, okay? He deserves his sleep. I think he had a really good Halloween, though. For a moment, you consider waking him up. Instead, you take a seat next to him, pushing the blanket onto him as you get comfortable. It's hard not to fall in love all over again, just the tiniest bit. You pull your legs onto the couch, grabbing one of the remaining pillows. The TV flickers back to life. The light and low volume are comforting in the dark. Gustav stirs the tiniest bit, his face scrunching up as his hand pats around on the couch, only stilling when you take it in yours. And like that, he's as content as can be all over again. Oh, he was looking for us. He's like, okay, where's my baby? Pat, 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 where's my baby? Happy Halloween, babe. Ah, that's so cute. Thank you. Thank you so much for playing Halloween Honey. This was my first ever game project. I'd like to give a special thanks to Rinby and Goose for helping me figure out Rimpy. Oh, I'm sorry. Ah, sorry. And I'd like to thank Ronnie for motivating me when I felt like giving up. Oh, and you got a cute little avatar. That's awesome. I'd also like to extend a thanks to the Cupid chat room server. Without you all, this game wouldn't exist. I hope you have a very happy Halloween and remember to share the festive spirit. We love Florence. Oh, that was adorable and very sweet and wholesome, and that's what we need in our life. Oh, that is amazing. You did a wonderful job. This person did such a wonderful job for their first game. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. If you do, I'm going to have a link down below. So go give this dev some love. This is very polished. This is their first game and it is very polished. I think I only caught one grammar error, and I mean I can still understand what's going on, but look, the artwork is polished, and this looks amazing. This is custom. Look, we even got a background. I didn't notice that at first. Little skulls and bow ties and bats and pumpkins. This is gorgeous. It was very cute. I love it. And I look forward to seeing more games you make in the future. I'm sure you will do a hell of a job. You know, if the dev watches my playthrough, which I don't know if they will. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, this was very wholesome. I really liked it. This is what we need in between all of our spooky bits going on, because we're going to dive back into all the drama and horror very soon. So buckle up, everybody. It's going to be a fun month. Bye.